Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now today, President William Samoei Ruto is finally launching the Hustlers Fund at Green Park Bus Terminal in Nairobi. And this is just going to be the beginning of hustlers walking straight into Ruto's trap to increase taxpayers. I'm saying this because for you to get 500 shillings, because that's the minimum amount you can get, number one, you need to have a KRA PIN. Number two, again, you need to open an account either with KCB or National Bank. Number three, you have to put down about 2 people as your guarantors, and those 2 people also have to have the KRA PIN. Now we are talking about how many people? 3 people with KRA PIN. And in case you don't pay your loan, then the guarantors are going to pay that loan. And of course, if not, you will land yourself in jail. Besides this, you are going to sign a non-disclosure agreement that you will serve a jail term in case you default this loan. So those are the things you need to be aware about. I'm saying that now hustlers are walking straight into William Ruto's trap. Why? Because as of now, for those who have been following news, it is emerging clear that you can no longer file your return as nil as long as you have the KRA PIN. Never. Now you have to pay your taxes. So that means as long as one person will be able to access the Hustlers Fund, then 3 people will have to register and start paying taxes. So for those people who voted for William Ruto, thinking that Ruto is going to provide an enabling, friendly economic environment which will help them to move from poverty line and upgrade to middle class, then they wasted their time and Ruto was simply lying to them. In fact, if you check on the condition to access the Hustlers Fund, the terms and the condition are pathetic and worse than those of Shylock. So, in fact, even I'm wondering, why are they calling it a fund? Is it a fund really? This is not a fund. And I will explain to you why. But for those who are watching and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. Returning subscribers, thank you so much. And to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. And let us continue with this discussion without wasting time. Just 10 minutes discussion. Now, I'm saying that whatever Ruto is referring to as Hustlers Fund, it is not a fund. This is just a loan. They want to make the issue of Hustlers Fund to look like a grant, but it can never be a grant. The way they're driving it. When Ruto was campaigning, he convened the electorate, and the issue of Hustlers Fund looked like a grant that has not too much conditions, that has come to cushion the poor, so that they can have an enabling environment to move from the poverty index and at least have something. There was no threat of jailing. There was no threat of having guarantees. There was no threat of coming with the, the issue of KRA PIN. It was not there. For those who are now coming in groups, because now we will have group, and for a group at least you need 15 people. Just imagine all of you, you will need to have a KRA PIN. That is number one. In my view, if Ruto really needed to help the hustlers, people refer to as hustlers, the only thing he was supposed to do was just to strengthen the youth fund. That's number one. Strengthen the Uwezo fund. That's number 2. And strengthen the women fund. If he could have done that, then we can easily have a good environment that will enable people who want to do business, who want to run project, to move from index line, the poverty index line, and join the middle class. That could have happened easily. But now, you wish away all those other funds that we have had. The youth fund, for starters. Uwezo fund, for those who are already in business, so that you can borrow up to even 200,000, 300,000. And as you borrow more, you can go even up to 500,000. But you can imagine a loan of 500 shillings. What can you use that for? Unafanyia nini? Kwa hii economy ya sasa, shilingi 500 unaweza fanyia nini? Sio tu ni bus fare. Hata watu wale wanaenda western from Nairobi, even it's not enough. It's not enough. What will you use 500 shillings for? And I'm telling you, many people will be enrolled into this fund, and most of people will qualify for the 500 shillings. That means you need everyone to have a KRA pin. So that's the way to go. Ruto was looking into a situation whereby he is widening the tax bracket, but using fraudulent means. This is fraud. He's using fraud means to widen the tax bracket, so that this government will have to collect enough taxes. The only best way he was supposed to do is to have that enabling environment so that people can do business, make everything affordable, reduce these taxes so that many people will join, and then you can have enough money. Make these funds available with simple terms, no issue of interest. People will run their business and they will collect taxes in a better way. But now he's forcing his way to get it right with the taxman. 8% interest on the Hustlers Fund. That is too much. At least if it is 1%, we can say, okay, that one is for processing this money. So when you are going to borrow 10,000, 8% will be cut from that money. So you will not get the 10,000 shillings. They are going to reduce 8% of 10,000. So you remain with the remaining money. So just look at that. Before you take your money, their percentage has been cut. Kama unataka 50,000, you won't get the 50,000. You will end up getting maybe like 45,000. So the 5,000 is the 8% interest. For 100,000, you can't get the 100,000. You will go home with 90,000. Kama elfu kumi inabaki pale kama interest, wanakata hivyo. So look at that. Umetoa watu kwa CRB, wamewaingiza kwa kitu kingine kama sasa ya mshwari hapa maneno. That's where we are going to. So wanakutoa kwa CRB unaingizwa fululiza. This is just another way of fululiza, and the way they were demonizing the issue of fululiza, really. Oh my God. This is nothing far from what I can refer to as a fraud. They called it a fund while they were campaigning. Like they will be dishing out as a free money. So they were selling a propaganda. And Ruto has come out to launch this Hustlers Fund, and you see how he's propagating it. He wants to make people to feel that he's fulfilling what he said. He is being dishonest, and he still propagates the constant campaign lies ahead of the next general election. So he will keep on saying that I said I will provide funds. They are here. But terms and conditions, they scarce everyone. No one can go into that direction. So they will have the money. They just want to keep the money there to revolve around, and it is good money, by the way, in billions. Then 2027, hiyo ndio pesa itakuja kwako na wataleta kama handouts. kuomba kura. Mama mboga milioni 2. Boda boda milioni 2. Sijui vijana milioni 3. The question is, as you're going to borrow this hustlers fund, now wanasema wanapeana 50,000, the highest. Kwa mtu mwenye anataka kununua boda boda, is that enough to get a one motorbike? Is that money enough? Because I know many youth who finish school here and they cannot get money to go to college or university, they go to this boda boda. Because they don't have money, at least those who can afford will buy. Hawa wazee wenye wanakuwa kwa vijiji hapa, mimi naona mwalimu hapo, daktari hapo ananunua pikipiki. Then these boys will be the one doing the boda boda, and every evening they have to take the money to the owner of the boda boda. Alafu wanabaki na commission yao. But now you want to move this person from being employed by someone to self-employment. Now ajiajiri mwenyewe sasa. He need to have his own motorbike. The cheapest one is going for 120,000 Kenyan shillings. So what can 50,000 do? Can it buy? It's not even a half of what is needed. Unless if they are going to buy on hire purchase. Now buying on hire purchase, it means now this person is like paying 2 loans. Hustlers fund loan, hiyo William Ruto loan, ama youth loan, hata ni hiyo loan. Unalipa hiyo, and then because you bought on hire purchase, you are paying more than what you are supposed to pay if you are paying cash. For example, if you are supposed to buy that motorbike on 120,000, you will end up buying it at 130 or 140. Look at that. This is a fraud. No better word for it. So, for those who want to go for it, go knowing that you are walking into William Ruto's trap knowingly or unknowingly.